So I'm gonna transcribe it through here, not because of any reason like the previous one. This one just gets transcribed through here because I want to showcase something on the other phone. Um, the because I want to synthesize, makes it easier to be seen and to be function, and also showcase something else, which is very good quality. Yeah, no, no, no. If that's the case, I might be able to just showcase the original. It's raining. No, the original gets uploaded because of models and colors. Should have waited a bit longer. It's a bit of a rush for getting down from the bus. Didn't get to showcase the criminals there in the front properly either, but you get to see them in the other one. The original version of getting into the bus, and that all gets published immediately in the other account. My sole concern is the NQT technicalities. So, okay, chip was released already? Not quite. Now comes the real issues, which is cat food. By the way, one more thing. As for the shit driver, which might again the other criminals is far more relevant, which is why I didn't waste the time coming up with the title there. But in the title is gonna const is gonna say about the presence of the other criminals, their behavior, um, and they're gonna be given to the final file, and in the other account you see everything because the very straightforward thing is no? Someone was really interested in the cat food, and if that's the case, it deserves proper note. Very convenient. So remember what I mentioned for the piss in the chair? Yeah. First off, we start with the temperature it says. You can cross check that because it's likely not accurate. So as for 11 degrees Celsius, and most importantly, there were things there inside of those things that were purchased. Tomorrow we will purchase those things again and lay to you the difference in price. Just see. If it was indeed, oh wait, no comments now. Comments coming tomorrow. So now we got to see the what happened with me. No, this was out here. So beautiful that you got to see my mindset. You're gonna listen to see this one entirely. Then it's already right. We played up to the end. Good with the cats with barely any food. So again, I'm gonna showcase something else to you again. Caixa você não vai comigo, meu irmão. Eu não vou levar as outras caixas, só tem essa pequena. Deixa as caixas que você vai levar. Eu não vou levar, as caixas já estão lá fora. Pode deixar as caixas, pode deixar. Já falei pra você que isso aqui é o transporte coletivo, não é o caminhão do reciclado. Pode descer. Eu posso levar essa caixa também. Pode uma descer, caixa. Irmão. Ó, a caixa me anda aí ainda, ó. Pode descer, pode descer. That was not my intention, but you're gonna get your food. Calm down. Calm down. So, very strong points for Debbie Johnson, which again I was talking to today. As a matter of fact, an interesting perspective for leaning $5 to me. As for what that goes, interesting. As I said, we saw me talking last that to me. Could have simply mentioned for me to remove to put out the boxes in one. He the other day mentioned that, which is absurd, the face value. But again, we're gonna dive on that when that comes. The fact that the cat food was out there is also relevant. But the thing now, you see the bus driver there. Yeah, that's what that's why the title for this is Foz do Iguaçu as of 14th of July 2026. Because it was the first time that you see enter the bus with boxes, even one tiny box for Chip and the little ones. So again, what else? The uploads for share. Um, yeah, I want to showcase the entry already. Showcase this. In the morning you saw me. I think at some point I mentioned something about being clear enough or not clear enough. I had the feeling. Sorry, I'm talking that looking at you. Had the feeling that things you notice the same thing. How things got a bit too smooth towards the end, and also you see all the promises and threats inside the bus. I suppose that yeah, and you'll be at night. Also note also the wind and the cats have no food. So mind that too. Sweet. Oh, for the record, one more thing. I think that's one of the things that I wanted to mention. For something that he could have simply mentioned the other day, in the previous day when he said to move away the boxes, I threw away the boxes. So it took as much as to say to me, and he clearly saw me there before leaving. If this was also quite simple and straightforward, um, there was things of value inside. As a matter of fact, the coach to sleep at night was inside those boxes. So love to see, you just love to see. Well, by the way, this was something that he actually gave to me at some point. I'm quite sure that. Do you watch the Amber Heard trial and it talks about the charity thing when the whole you want the public relations boost for giving that? Well, you gave me that in a day that was about as cold as this. Should take out a 9 in a day like this. When something as simple as tapping me tomorrow and say, "Hey, look, you have uh, to do this like today," it'd be good enough. Now he last, I think it was like 2 3 days prior, mentioned something to me about being only one box, and I pointed to immediately. But again, on the day that he said to me, "You have to move away those boxes now," I move away the boxes immediately. So the fact that you'd think is acceptable, as I said to you before, it's not about standing on that. Even that, no, that they standing on the bags. Now, much there. Again, so what you see on the garbage bags, because they have value. I pay for them. They're not free. But that had been happening the same way as this. And I obviously didn't know anything about that. My idea was simply to bring it up here. But again, what is this any accusation that this is? It's like a collector, right? Answering for each other. That's what you got to see. I'm missing something. That's about it. Tomorrow I'm gonna probably start the day very, very early. I mean, sure as hell not much to move, right? Ideally, this is the idea. Um, the way more than $6, by the way. So in reference to that, let me see if there's actually anything else more of importance there. No, just the coach and this, which again, needless to say, the for what you see. So as I mentioned this before, um, the none of those things are his to throw if indeed it was him. But given that the other box also disappeared from the other side, very likely looks like it. Um, so, well, and again, I did say one box, and technically one bag, and technically that was one extra box that was fully organized, fully enclosed, nothing scattered around. Well, again, as I said, um, for what you see, today is going to be 11 degrees, and this day was chosen on purpose, much like all the other things, as I said to you before. Remember that I said that likely more normal crimes will be happening after, because those nights are cold. They tend to do things like this. Apparently, I was incorrect. They're gonna try to double down on the code as far as this goes. So that's what you get to see. Um, the thing is, the boxes are not even that essential, actually. Particularly if you have the bag, you can just use the bag to block most of the wind and most of the access to by criminals. It's literally mostly about the coat, the covers. Um, and again, this is a month that is already kind of draining on costs, so you have that. Well, again, one extra box with the entire things we use at night. He definitely saw that. So judge that by what you see. In a night when it's gonna be 11 degrees outside, and we have 4 cats. They are actually hungry as well because we couldn't afford the food for them. You have that package over there, which was poking out of the other bag, so that's pretty interesting. I don't know what the intentions that were to steal the cat food as well. Well, again, as I said, it's upsetting because it's 11 degrees, it's gonna be in the middle of the night, and if you don't believe that, you're not quite human, which, or at least not a person, which speaks for the piss in the shit, as we always do. But as a whole, um, pretty cruel. I mentioned before, it's not so much about standing, it's more about, again, I did agree with Chu, and he did talk to about that to me last week. It's just that it's one extra box that isn't doing harm to anyone. And the same thing again, it's not a mass, it's not deorganized, it's beautifully enclosed with the. It's beautifully enclosed with the covers, right? Yeah, it was. It was beautifully enclosed with the covers covering even the other bag. And while before there were two extra boxes, we merged those two into one, so there was just one extra box. The other ones are the ones that he told me to throw away, and I threw away the same day, the day before, out there in the front, and he burned because it does things like that. Because again, the full understanding of how it happens when there's seen by you. Um, I want to throw down one more thing. This was by the time when I was finished recording, those things was 7 p.m., which means that he was gone already. And that was the time when in the mall you see the collective just randomly passing around me. About I think were like 3 or 4 people saying the word forgive or forgiveness randomly passing by, but not as in forgive me or excuse me or anything to me, more like just the word presumably. Not specifically, not personal, just in generic terms, which is the bone, but it makes it for a very sick look. Given this in mind, if you keep in, again, temperature, the animals, everything else, and again, talk about the animal cruelty for what it's worth. Um, as I said earlier, I thought that when he mentioned something about not taking care of the cats, just pick up the things and go, he was referring to um, not necessarily because the problem was caring for the cats, but apparently. Anyway, um, it's long enough.